We're joined by my co-host, Bob Paden with bobpaden.com, who is on my left. And across from me is our guest, James Bennett with Bennett Services, LLC. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Glad to have you.
So tell us about Bennett Services.
We are a small niche steel detailing company. So we do a lot of work all across the U.S., Bahamas, a little bit everywhere.
So how do people come to find out they need your services?
Any steel fabricator out there needs
Okay.
our services.
So you're really, that's your customers, the steel fabrication companies.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
And so where's the gap in the marketplace where they don't have somebody like you on staff? Is that where the opportunity is?
A lot of fabricators do not have detailing on staff at all. It kind of went away early 2008 when the market kind of started tanking.
Really?
A lot of fabricators. That was the first cut.
Why is that?
Because there were still outside detailers at that time. So it was easy to cut staff in the office, and that was the easiest because we can still get it drawn just using outside detailing.
Okay. Yeah.
Me and Bob talked a little bit before the show or whatever. He knows one of my old partners as well. So we always had a small group within the company that could take care of a lot of the little stuff and the red hot stuff, I should say.
Yeah.
And then, the larger jobs would get subbed out, and, it was just easier that way. So,
Right. So how many companies like yours are there in the marketplace?
1,000.
Really? There's that many. Okay.
At least.
And so tell us about Bennett Services. And I mean, obviously it generated kind of out of a need, right?
It did. I've been in steel my whole life. My dad was an iron worker. So, I grew up in the business, worked for him in the summers, at the end of high school, towards the summers and the winter breaks and stuff like that. Part of the raising gang. So I would send the stuff up in the steel and hook it and send it up with cranes, and knowing all the crane, lingo and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But then kind of messed my back up, and that was kind of the end of it. And words my dad always said is use your brain, not your back.
Yeah.
So I always loved drawing. I originally wanted to be an architect, and that's a bad word now for me.
They come up with some strange things.
Yeah, and then we got to invent them to make them work.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted. I always loved drawing, and just happened to. I went on to school, of course, ITT, which kind of went out of business, but can't fault them. They got me my position, got me a start, and it was the very first interview I went to, got hired. So. That's how I got started in the steel. So 92.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and just for the uninitiated and unwashed that don't know what detailing is in steel fab, tell us, kind of describe what that is.
It's been described a lot of different ways, but the easiest way is think of like a watch. Each little piece of the watch has to be made in order to create that watch. So the easiest way to explain it is each little piece in there has to be drawn so somebody can make it. And then somebody at the final puts it all together. I create the drawings to make it as well as to put it together.
Okay.
Got it.
So that's the easiest way to explain it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good explanation. Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us about your company. Is it just you? Do you have a support team or?
We just hired 2 new people.
Okay.
I've got people all across the U.S. It started out just I walked away from Indiana Steel and started that and went back to what I enjoyed doing, and that was drawing.
Right.
I didn't get to do a whole lot of that while I was at Indiana Steel, so I ran the drawing. I was also part owner, quality, and I had too many hats.
Yeah.
And just wanted to get back to what I enjoyed doing. So I asked him to buy me out, went home and started it. And my son was working for me at the time at Indiana Steel, and he stayed there until I got established and came aboard, and it's been a great ride.
That's awesome. How big's your team today?
That's what I was counting a while ago. It's like, how many I got? Like, okay, yeah, there's 7 of us, counting my wife part time. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
but he's got a remote workforce.
Yeah, so it's all remote.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I work out of my house. My son works out of his house, and then I've got a guy in Texas, a guy in Florida, a lady in Pennsylvania, a guy out in Terre Haute, and my son's over towards New Pal. So
There you go.
here
So
now.
how do you communicate with the team? Is it mostly on Zoom or Slack?
We use Teams a lot.
Okay.
Text, email, whatever we can use. We're setting up a Discord channel.
Yep.
Getting ready to set that up where it works great for us because it works very well for like gaming. I can jump in and share my screen for somebody to show them how to do something real fast and jump right back out. I don't have to send an invite like Teams and then wait for them to accept it and all that. Discord is a little quicker and a lot better. So
yeah, that's great.
we're setting that up right now. So
what are some of the challenges and constraints that you're dealing with as a business owner?
Consistent work.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most thing. And then the hardest thing is getting paid.
Yeah.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We've got, with.
Is it getting paid or getting paid on time?
Both.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. We've got a company that we're dealing with that's possibly going out of business. So chasing money, calling GCs. Just had a contract switch from the fabricator over to the GC, so that we could get paid and we can finish the job for the GC and make it, make them happy. So,
right.
But yeah, it's a challenge. But
so getting the work isn't a challenge, but getting paid for it is sometimes.
Yeah. I'd say believe it or not, getting paid is probably the hardest part.
Sure.
Wow. Is that pretty consistent across your industry?
No.
Really?
I can say that out of 7 years, there's 2 fabricators that I've had issues with of getting paid. But, other than that, it's not bad. Most of them we have a set of limitations and expectations of what we expect, and they have to sign off on that, and kind of explains everything that we'll provide and what we expect from them and what our terms are. And so it's a great, as we quote a job, they have to sign off on that job. So send it back to us and here's our terms. So most of them, they'll explain and they'll say something, that, well, you've got 15 days on here. Our normal's 30 or our normal's 45. We'll deal with it. Yeah.
Right.
But you tell me up front and we're fine. That's the easiest. So just tell me up front.
Right. Yeah. So how did the steel fabrication companies go about selecting a firm like yours? Is it based on price or is it availability, or how's that?
We do a lot of marketing.
Okay.
Believe it or not. We use LinkedIn as well. That's our probably 90% of our marketing.
Right.
We do we do a little bit on Facebook and stuff like that, but LinkedIn is huge for us. My son wasn't a firm believer in it for years, till about 2-3 years ago, and we started getting clients from it. And he realized, it's paying off now. So now all of a sudden we have another portion of Bennett Services that we just started that is marketing. So we do LinkedIn marketing for other companies. So
okay, other companies like you?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're doing in steel only.
Okay.
So construction or steel, then is our little niche, and that's what we know, and that's how we, so they, we've had a couple already, and it's been great.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah.
So what are you looking forward to this year with your business?
This will probably be our best year ever. We just hired the 2 new guys, and then we've got a lot of things that we, the 5-year plans and things like that we'd like to, because, the program that we currently use or whatever, there's other programs that do the same thing. That's just, SDS is one I've used, my whole life. So, 30 years of using it. So, but there are a couple other programs, Tekla and Vocad, and a couple other ones that we're thinking about having a team that utilize that, because there are fabricators out there that don't want SDS drawings, they want Tekla drawings. So, if we can create a team that we can, manage both, and
right, it expands your capabilities and your opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
So, a couple of them, we'd use it if you did Tekla. I'm like, well, I don't know Tekla, so
right.
But if we can later, be happy to.
That's awesome. Bob, you have any?
No, we were talking a little bit before. What do you look forward to in 25? 24 is half over.
Right?
True. So
25, I would say we're probably going to grow a little bit more. We'd like to get about 10, 15 people all together. Whether they all stay in the same program or whether we jump a little bit, but I know we'll grow a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. What do you see happening? I mean, obviously, without going political and all that, but we got an election coming up. We still have inflation. We still have costs fairly high. Interest rates are high. How's that affecting you?
Different markets, believe it or not.
Okay.
Texas is booming. California is booming. Even though you hear otherwise on California that everybody's moving away and all this stuff, California is huge for us right now.
Yeah.
We got in with a fabricator out there a few months ago, and it's residential is like huge for them out there, and it's just Malibu, Beverly Hills.
Yep.
I mean, we're doing them everywhere there.
Right.
But Texas is huge for us right now. There's a couple other markets, but East Coast I've seen it's kind of slowing down a little bit. West Coast is booming. North and wintertime, north slows down, of course. But South kind of
it's nice that you're remote and that you can service wherever the hot areas seem to be.
And we've got clients everywhere. We've got like I was telling Bob a little bit ago, we've got clients in Montana, California, Texas, New Hampshire, Michigan, Indiana, of course. We've got them everywhere. So if one market slows down, the other markets usually pick up and help us out. So
nice.
Yeah, that's great.
So you got to diversify. You got to go elsewhere. You can't just stay local to where you're at. It just doesn't work.
Yeah,
we found that out.
Do most of the new clients you're getting, are they were doing the work and now offshore outsource it to you, or were they just not doing it at all?
As you mentioned, offshore. Offshore is a huge competitor to us, to the detailing market. India is very huge in steel detailing.
Sure.
India and Philippines as well. They have a huge market and they're cheap labor.
Yeah.
So it's hard for us to compete, but we get a lot of our clients that have tried India or tried an overseas firm, and
it can be hard.
It is. It's very hard because you're on different time zones. I guess the speech and everything else is hard to understand a lot of times. So a lot of people, they have to manage it a whole lot more. And
correct.
They're not one that they haven't been at a steel fabricator. They haven't worked at a fabricator. They don't know all the lingo, and
if you peel back that onion, right, and you look at it and do the analysis on it of the extra time that you have to spend with administrative burden to manage that project,
Correct.
And then the cost, the opportunity cost of waiting on the time delay of the change in the market times, and is it pretty even when you compare those things? When it's not just about price, when you look at the entire picture? No,
it's a whole different world.
Is it really?
Like I said, for them, like I said, you peel back the layers or whatever. U.S. detailers, you're going to get a quicker response. To me, you're getting a better quality. You're getting normally most U.S. detailers have worked at a fab shop or worked as a fabricator or a welder or something.
Right.
So they have that knowledge.
Yeah.
It's just not. You can't learn everything off of the internet, and then there's a lot of young folks out there.
I think that's what I was driving at. With my question was, hey, you can't. There's a cost associated beyond cost,
right,
when you outsource overseas.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the response time, the quality, what you're getting, and we've been told that we're going to use you guys because we can get a quicker response if we have questions.
You answer the phone. And
my guy's not sitting out in the shop waiting on an answer for a day and have to move steel or have to do something or move it out of the way. They can pick up the phone, they call us. As soon as we get the phone call, you're going to get an answer right then. We're not going to let it sit.
Right.
So that's the plus, I guess, with us and with the U.S.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you're based out of Greenfield.
Yep.
And is that where you grew up?
No, I actually grew up just south of there in Fairland.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of Fairland. Yeah.
Yeah, the blink, you miss it. That
right.
kind of town.
Yeah.
The Fairland that had the little lake with the ski ramp.
Yeah. I went there many a times in the summer. Yeah. Now it's the casino across the road from it.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's true.
So I grew up there, and then ninth grade, after the end of ninth grade, I moved to Shelbyville, and that's where I met my wife.
Okay.
So high school sweethearts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Been married ever since. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what drives you? Are you a morning person?
No.
Night owl?
No. I've never been a, super morning person, getting up 6 o'clock or anything like that. But, there's been times detailing world, if I tell you you're going to have it, the drawings by the time you get them, but, wake up the next morning, I'll work 24 hours if I got to get it done. That's just who I am. My son's the same way. If we tell you you're going to have something, well, you'll have it. Well, but we've also, like the guys that work for me, other than me and my son, they don't work more than 40. I don't want them. I lived that life of working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and I don't want that. And I don't want my workers, to do
have
that.
a life.
I want them to have a life. I want them to enjoy life. I pay them well. I feel I pay them well. And I want them to have that life, and, detailing.
For you.
I missed a lot with my kids because I was work.
I bet.
My first 5 years, I averaged 55 hours a week.
Yeah.
Average.
Yeah.
So, it's not worth it sometimes, but, detailing it's a stressful job.
What makes it stressful?
Believe it or not, an engineer is going to give you the design. Everything else is on you.
Mm.
We've got to make it work. We've got to make it fit. We've got to make the, go up without a problem. We've got to make sure that the fabrication doesn't have any issues, and all that in line. You've got to make sure that it's not going to fall. So
that's kind of important.
Yeah. So as a detailer, you got to know what you're doing, and
do you have any liability associated with that?
I do have an insurance liability.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, but most of the time, the detailing, AISC, which is American Institute of Steel Construction, they provide tables and tell us what we'll carry and what will. But there's a lot of connections out there that they're not in tables. They're not. So we hire an engineer occasionally here and there to check our stuff, and if the engineer record wants it to be checked, we'll pay for an engineer to have it checked, and he'll go through our stuff and make sure it's okay. So
nice.
Yeah. But 30-some years in the business, and I kind of know what I'm doing. But
right,
at least want somebody to check it every once in a while. That's fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what do you do in your spare time?
That's what I asked. What do you like to do for fun?
Well, I have a 56 F100. That's my toy that my wife bought me for my our 25th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
That's my fun car. And then I like to go fishing every once in a while, and getting ready to take off next week, and we're leaving Tuesday to go to Alaska for a week. So
nice. That's cool. What are you going to do up there? Just relax? Or are you going to go fishing?
We're taking a cruise up there. We did it 2 years ago, and we're going to take a cruise this time. And we're taking some of the family with us this time, and so they get to experience it. And taking my in-laws and my stepmom and Riley, my son that's in the business with me, he's going, and so a bunch of us. I'm taking 8 people all together. So
that's cool.
It'll be a nice, fun trip. So,
tell us about your family.
I've got 3 boys. Last one just graduated high school last year. He's a mechanic, so he's doing like oil changes, stuff like that, until he can work his way up. But I told Bob a little bit ago, he just interviewed to be a mechanic for the post office.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was yesterday. So we're waiting on that answer, and hopefully, he was in the top 3. So hopefully he gets hired.
Nice.
I'd love to see it. That's his passion. He loves to be a mechanic.
Which would that be, the USPS for Indianapolis?
Yep.
Okay.
Working out of Indianapolis office. So, yeah. And my middle son, he's auto body. So he does the auto body. So I've got one that can fix it and one that can repair the outside.
It's going to save you a lot of money for
yeah, exactly. So he's been doing it for a few years now, and he's learning. He started out as just an auto detailer, cleaning them up and stuff like that. But got the opportunity to jump in and go to do auto body, and he's happy as can be. He just bought his first house 2 days ago. So
that's cool.
Yeah. And then my oldest son is works for me, and probably works just as much as me, if not more. So,
right.
He helps runs all the guys for me. And so I don't have to, I try to do all the bidding. And so we kind of divide up his stuff. And then my wife takes care of all the the accounts payable and receivable and
And the admin stuff.
invoicing.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
the one that gets to make all the phone calls about.
Well, no, she leaves that to me,
Okay.
but yeah. So she
She
kind of
points to it and says, "Hey."
yeah, she'll send it to me and say they're running late. Okay, I'll make a phone call. So, but yeah, she just works part time, but she works for the USPS as a delivery.
Okay.
So she does the rural carrying, and so yeah, a little bit of everything. But yeah, she gave up her. She was a HR, PHR, whatever you want to call it, professional.
Uh-huh.
You know, so she gave all that up a couple of years ago. Just it's just not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, office life is just not. She was working as much as I was, if not more. So we like to enjoy life now. So
That's good.
That's the fun part.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yep.
Have any grandkids yet?
No,
Not yet.
no,
No?
not yet.
You want to
said
knock on wood?
He said that really quick.
He looked worried.
My wife wants them so
Yeah,
bad.
of course.
But, you know, my oldest son, he's got a girlfriend. She's a good girl.
Okay.
My middle son, he's got a girlfriend. She's a good girl as well. So
Yeah.
my young one, he wants to finish his '65 Mustang before he gets a girlfriend.
Well,
So
he's
he
got
can sell
money.
it
that
later.
may help get a girlfriend too, right?
well,
Yeah.
he says that way I've got money to finish it. So
Yeah.
yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a
he'll
cool
sell
car
it for a
her to
minivan.
ride around. in.
Yeah. No, he won't give up that '65 Mustang. Yeah, ever. We did that for his 18th birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
And my middle son, we did a '78 Camaro for him. He wanted a second gen Camaro, so that was his 18th birthday.
Oh, those are cool
So,
cars.
Yeah, so we've got a whole realm of classic cars. So
Right. What do you have? You've
I
got
got a
F-
56 F100 truck.
Oh my goodness.
So
I'd love to see a picture of that after we're
Yeah.
off air.
yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, it's cool.
What kind of music you listen to?
Everything, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I listen to classic rock, country, you name it, pop.
Are
don't
you going
matter.
to any concerts this year?
I went to when did I go to? Colt Ford was the last one.
Okay. Where was that at?
8 Second Saloon here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I've been there before.
Yeah. I've seen him. I don't know, probably 5-7 times.
Wow.
I've met him quite a few times. Met him in person a couple times.
8 Seconds is a cool place to catch a show because
You're
it's
close.
an intimate setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I think it was about a month after he got put in the hospital. He had a heart
Oh,
attack.
wow.
And
Oh, no.
right after a show. And so Brantley Gilbert saved his life more or
Yeah.
less. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he puts on a great show. I enjoy him.
Yeah. So how can people find you if they're looking for you?
Everywhere. You can search me on Google, find me on LinkedIn, Facebook. We're all over the place.
BennettServices.com.
Bennett Services, LLC.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on with us today.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Great story.
Thank you.
Love it.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
No problem.